Welcome back to a Java programming tutorial. Last time we talked about user input. We read two numbers that the user entered and compared them. We talked about the Java scanner, which will be able to work with user input. And today we will work with strings, and we'll talk a little bit about the different options we have to work with the scanner. Um, so just go ahead and we'll create a new class here, and which we'll call scanner testing. And as always, let's just quickly go ahead and create our main method. I think it's good practice just going ahead and typing it every time, because it'll really come natural after a while. Um, okay, so what we'll do, we'll create a new scanner like last time. We'll call the scanner input again, and it will be a scanner and work with system input. Um, just as last time, we will need to import a scanner from the Java util package. And now last time we declared a variable, and we then initialized the variable with some scanner input as an integer. So what we used was our number, well, let's say it's an integer, so it's our int, and it will read the next integer value from the scanner. What we can do is just go ahead and look at the result. However, we will, in this case, we'll just see the result twice, because we actually see the user input here in green, and then we'll have the printing of the value that's saved into a variable in black. Well, in this case, it's pretty obvious what happens, but there are different methods provided by the scanner that we can work with that aren't as clear, and we won't immediately see what was actually saved. So let's just go ahead and create a string called text, which will, well, it's called text, so why don't we just try save input text. Probably like this. Yeah, no, my bad. It's not text, it's next. So we don't really, well, let's just try it out and have the result printed again. Print our text variable, and let's just see what happens. So first of all, we enter the number, because first our scanner scans a number, and then let's just have some text. What happens? It only saves the next word. So what we can do is just comment the number out, and let's just run it again. And for example, if we could enter a number, so it always works until there's a separation, so a space or a return is pressed. After return is pressed, it doesn't read anything anyway, but after a space, it still allows us to have input, but it won't save it. So that's the way next works. So, but what do we do if we want to work with longer, real text and a complete line? Well, we can use we'll just save it into text as well, and we could use. Now let's create another variable text2. What we can use is the scanner. There's also a method called next line. And uh, let's just have a look at our system output for text number 2. And let's just go ahead and comment this out. And let's run the program. And what happened is we save the entire line into the variable. So now we got a couple possibilities as to work with string input. And well, what we want to do is we want to create a menu which gives the user certain options to choose from, and have the user put in a string in order to identify one of those options. So let's just go ahead and create our menu. We'll start by calling it a menu, and we'll just go ahead and give the first option. First option is A. We'll just have some dummy contents here right now. Once we are finished with handling the user input, we can go about our business and create, actions with some meaning. Of course, we have a second option. We call it B. We could work with numbers instead of letters, like we did last time. However, we want to work our way slowly to understanding different user input, different kinds of user input. Okay, so we got our menu here. That's our basic. So let's just, okay, ABC. That's just the way we want it. Maybe, yeah, all right. And let's just go ahead and tell the user that he's supposed to choose. And he's supposed to choose wisely. And okay, so basically what we want right now is A, B, and C. So we don't need the next line, right? We don't need the next int, we don't need the next line, because we only want one letter. So what we can do is take the next option. Let's just go ahead and copy it down here. Remove the comment, and okay, so let's just for now let's just print our result. So what the user can do is put in A, and oh yeah, okay, right, we already have that here. So yeah, whatever you put in, A, B, or C, well, it works. What we'll now do is we'll create actions that are conditional to what he puts in. So we'll go ahead and create our if statement again. And what we did last time was we compared two things by using the equals operator. Now, as I already said, strings aren't primitive data types. Strings are more complex. So what we can't do is we cannot compare them by using the equals operator. Let's just go ahead and try and see what happens. Okay, so we create our own string, and of course we want, let's just create an output telling the user that he chose the first option. You chose the first option. And we'll just go ahead and create an else if case for text being B. And an else case in which he probably put in C, which is the third option. So let's just go ahead and run it, and we'll enter A. And okay, let's just let me have a look. Scanner, input next, and then a comparison. Right, okay, so A, you chose the third option, even though he knows it's A. Let's choose B, you chose the third option. Let's choose C, you chose the third option. So none of these cases ever come true. They always evaluate false, so that we get the else case here. And in the next part, I will show you why that happens and what we can do about it, so that we can really evaluate the input the user gave us. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it, and see you next time.